Hi there, I'm Maria Pao and I'm a certified addiction specialist. I'm here today to tell you a little bit about my story and to let you know that my book, my number one best-selling book, Kill Your Addiction Before It Kills You, it's on its way to your inbox right now. Now, why is this book a very important book for you? Well, seeing that you gave me some of your information and you wanted a copy of the book, I would assume that addiction is something that is either for yourself or your loved one an issue right now. You see, we're living in a time where addiction is rampant. Alcoholism is a really big issue right now. Alcohol abuse is just in Queensland alone, we stand to have one of the riskiest levels of alcohol drinking in the country. And, you know, there was a study that was done. There was a study that was done by the Queensland Health, and they found that alcohol use is the biggest predictor for domestic violence, for criminality, for truancy and teenage Hi, my name's Maria Pao, and I'm so glad that you're here with me today. Since you gave me your details, okay. Hi there, my name's Maria Pao, and I'm really glad that you're here with me today. Why? Because addiction is rampant in our society right now. We are undergoing one of the biggest addiction epidemics the world has ever seen. And I'm not sure whether it's social media or that we're becoming more aware and more transparent in the way that we see other people's lives and our own lives. But we're starting to really see that alcoholism, cigarette smoking, marijuana use, porn addiction, sex addiction, they're becoming a really part of the social fabric of our society because there's so many stresses that is in our life right now. When I was writing my book, Kill Your Addiction Before It Kills You, it was a really good rundown of how addiction has totally affected my life. It is because I was raised in poverty with parents that didn't really know how to raise me. I didn't have the skills and the emotional stability and the nutrition. I didn't know what to eat. I didn't know how to be emotionally healthy. And because of all of these factors, I started to really fall into the wrong crowd and fall into a life of addiction. So for almost 20 years, it was just very traumatic and it was a mess. All the addictions, I pretty much had most of them. And I even spent my life 10 times in and out of psychiatric hospital. Now, you're probably asking, why is this important? Because I'm sure we share something in common with the experiences that a life of addiction will have. It incapacitates your health. You're not able to think clearly. Your wealth is at stake. Your businesses might not be working out. Bankruptcy might be looming. You're not able to handle your staff. You're not able to relate to people around you. And all of the things that what life is supposed to be about, the goodness, the integrity, the dignity, all of that falls on the wayside. Now, in my work as an addiction specialist, and after working with about 600 people, I've documented my one-on-one coaching with them, and I found that the biggest way to combat addiction is to raise your resources, your recovery capital resources. But sometimes this is easier said than done. So what I've done is I've written a biography of my life so that I can show you that I know what it feels like to be at your wit's end, to not have anyone to turn to. Because alcohol messes with our minds, with our hearts, same with every drug of addiction. And how do you know you're in addiction? When it's affecting your finances, when it's affecting your relationships, when it's affecting your social structure, when it's affecting, when really your life is made up of just the next hit and the next drink. So when I wrote the book Kill Your Addiction, it was really so that I can let you know that kill your addiction before it kills you. How I transformed my life of addictions, bipolar and suicide was such a monumental piece of my own personal development, my own inner development, because I was able to document the things that happened in my life that was all caused by my multiple addictions, my multiple mental illness issues. I was constantly depressed, I was constantly anxious. And when I really think about it in reflection, it was because I was abusing my body by ingesting all of these chemicals. It was getting all of my internal pharmaceutical system all out of whack. So therefore I had mood disorders, I had depression, I had anxiety and eating disorders, you name it, it was a part of my life. And what happened when I was 23 is I started to really get into the personal development and the coaching movement. And I started to really get into my meditation practice, into my yoga practice. And New Year's Eve 2012, I was able to finally recognize that addiction was the problem. It wasn't. And from 2012, I made an effort to really study what it would be like to have a full, happy, fulfilling recovery. And that's what this is about. This video is about you joining me. I mean, when you think about it, have you ever thought of having a life free from addiction issues? Not drinking for the sake of drinking because you're feeling bad, not smoking because you need to be able to concentrate, not going into marijuana out of habit. That's actually ruining and really incapacitating your organs, your liver, your heart, your brain function. You know, you're not even, in addiction, we're not even cognizant. We don't even recognize how bad things are becoming. But since you're watching this video, I dare say that you really know that addiction has gotten a hold of you, you know. So what I'm here to do is to tell you about this cutting edge program that I have formulated, because in my work with my clients and in documenting and videotaping all of the one-on-one session that I've had with my clients, and after completing my master's in addiction studies at University of Queensland and now being accepted into my doctoral studies, I've learned that addiction is something that can be reversed. But you do need therapists, clinicians, coaches like myself that are living a life of full, successful recovery, because I model what successful recovery looks like for you. And then what we've formulated